Welcome to Spectrum News, coming to you live from Uyo, the Akwa Ibom State capital. My name is Ofonono Joseph. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu approves 600 capacity hostels for Abuja Law School. Governor Omoyeno charges newly inaugurated chairman to foster unity, cooperation. Plus, Donald Trump attacks Europe at UN General Assembly. Stay tuned for details of these stories and more in a moment. Good morning. We appreciate you for joining us on the news at 10. First in the news this morning is that President Bola Tinubu has approved the immediate construction of new hostels at the Nigerian Law School Abuja campus and a major road project linking the Body of Bencher Secretariat in Jabi district with Nile University, both in Abuja. According to a statement issued by the Senior Special Assistant on Public Communications and Social Media to the FCT Minister, Lere Olayinka, the President directed the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Nyesom Wike, to execute the project under emergency consideration. On infrastructure, Tinubu also directed the construction of the access road linking the Body of Bencher Secretariat to Nile University. The FCT Minister's office said the road, once completed, will not only provide smooth access to the Secretariat, but also ease traffic congestion on the busy route leading to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC headquarters. Away from that, the former governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Godwin Emefiele, has urged the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, to discontinue his ongoing trial for alleged procurement fraud. Emefiele is being prosecuted on a 20-count bordering on criminal breach of trust, conferring corrupt advantage, forgery, conspiracy to obtain by false pretense, and obtaining money by false pretense. The case, which was filed by the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, is before Justice Hamza Muazu. Emefiele's lawyer, Matthew Boka San, who recalled that the matter was adjourned till yesterday for continuation of the hearing, said that the prosecution lawyer, Rotimi Oyedepo San, did not send a representative. In a separate development, the Joint Action Committee of the Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities, SANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities and Allied Institutions, NASU, have extended the strike ultimatum issued to the government by 2 weeks. Recall that both unions earlier gave the federal government a 7-day ultimatum over unresolved welfare issues, warning of a looming nationwide strike. In a joint letter signed by SANU President Mohammed Ibrahim, the unions decried the unjust disbursement of the earned allowances to staff of universities, non-payment of outstanding allowances, among others. Ibrahim recalled that the Joint Action Committee of NASU and SANU had, in a letter, drawn the attention of the government to unresolved labor matters. Back here, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omoyeno has tasked the newly sworn-in chairman, Akwa Ibom Supreme Council of Traditional Rulers, His Royal Majesty Akoko Saviour Sylvester Odofie, and other traditional rulers in the state, and the need to use their exalted offices to promote cooperation and unity in the state. The governor made the charge yesterday during the symbolic swearing-in ceremony of Akoko Odofie as the 38th chairman of the Apex Traditional Institution. Speaking at the ceremony attended by all the paramount rulers and traditional chiefs in the state, Governor Eno assured the newly sworn-in chairman, who is also the paramount ruler of Abak, of his unflinching support to the traditional institution. However, he urged the chairman to use his position to work collaboratively with local and state governments to maintain peace and grow the state. The governor reassured the traditional rulers of his administration's commitment to prioritizing their welfare and announced the donation of a brand new vehicle as a parting gift for the outgone chairman, His Royal Majesty Edidembasi Etamedet, the paramount ruler of Urunguko local government area. Speaking further, he urged the monarchs to resist political influence in matters that are purely traditional, adding that Akwa Ibom is now a united state, famously christened Akwa Ibom United. Earlier in his welcome address, the State Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Frank Achibong, described the event as a moment of cultural significance. He praised the governor for his visionary leadership and dedication to improving rural infrastructure, adding that the administration's Arise agenda has brought notable development to the state and consolidated upon the gains of the past 38 years. In his remarks, the Okuibomi Bibio and President General of the Supreme Council of Akwa Ibom State Traditional Rulers, Nteyin Solomon Etuk, CFR, commended Governor Omoeno's peace-loving disposition and pledged the commitment of traditional rulers to maintaining their advisory role to ensure peace. Government House correspondent Jane Owa reports that high point of the event was the swearing-in of Akuku Dofia and the presentation of certificates of recognition to clan heads and village heads. Meanwhile, Akwa Ibom State Governor Pastor Omoeno has described the mayor of Islington in the United Kingdom, Jason Utrofan Jackson, as a distinguished ambassador of the state whose accomplishment is a beacon of inspiration to the youths and people of the state. The governor made the remark when he received Mayor Jackson, a native of Ika local government area, and his family who were on a courtesy visit at the governor's lodge, Uyo. Governor Eno noted that the state under his leadership would continue to reach out to and celebrate its indigents who are doing outstandingly well in their various careers and professions. He acknowledged the achievement of Mayor Jackson as something new and spectacular, especially within the region, and must be encouraged and celebrated. The governor commended Mayor Jackson for coming home to identify with his roots, stressing that the government and people of the state were proud of him and his accomplishments. He appreciated the mayor for his dedication and commitment to get his dreams fulfilled, urging him to continue to fly the flag of Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria higher in his chosen field of human impact. The governor enjoined Mayor Jackson to partner with the state government to get children from the rural areas of the state exposed through an educational tour of the United Kingdom with a view to igniting their aspiration and ambition for their greater exploits and living. Earlier, the mayor in his remarks eulogized Governor Eno and past leaders of the state for transforming the state with impressive infrastructure and standards. He admitted how proud he was to have come from Akwa Ibom State, reiterating that he would continue to make the state proud and be heard for good in his chosen career. He commended Governor Eno for his visionary and impactful leadership, stressing that his sense of superior performance in the state is heartwarming. In the meantime, Akwa Ibom State yesterday celebrated its 38th anniversary with Governor Omoeno delivering a broadcast that highlighted the state's journey of growth, unity and peace since its creation on September 23, 1987. Governor Eno, in his statewide address, expressed gratitude to God and the people of Akwa Ibom for sustaining the vision of the state's founding fathers. He also paid tribute to former military President General Ibrahim Babangida GCFR, retired, who created the state, describing the gesture as a unique gift that transformed the hopes of many into reality. Reflecting on the state's progress, the governor said Akwa Ibom has evolved from a glorified village into the nation's best-kept secret with world-class road infrastructure, elegant housing estates, a thriving airline in Ibom Air, which carries the flag of excellence in the Nigerian aviation sector, and recognition as an official FIFA and CAF football host. Governor Eno outlined achievements of his administration under the Arise agenda, including 771 kilometers of road project, either commissioned or ongoing across the 3 senatorial districts, stressing that some of these roads were inherited from past administrations on which they have deployed the finisher's anointing. The launch of the Akwa Ibom Security Trust Fund, provision of solar-powered housing for vulnerable families, and the ongoing free food distribution program, which has reached over 500,000 households.
I come to you full of gratitude to God and to you, my dear people, for the great journey of purpose we have collectively undertaken in the past 38 years. It has been a journey of renewal, of phenomenal growth, of undiluted peace, of the deepening of bonds of unity, kindred spirit, and pride in our collective identity. Let me again, as I've always done in the past, on behalf of the government and people of this great state, thank and celebrate our former military president, General Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, GCFR, retired. For this unique gift, may God continue to bless him with good health, a sound mind, and spirit. Uyo today is home to some of the most elegant housing estates in the nation. A thriving airline, Ibom Air, carries our flag of excellence in the nation aviation sector, signposting our ascendancy in that sector. In sports, we are the official FIFA and CAF designated host of World Cup and African Cup football matches. All over the state, the energy is infectious, our people are hopeful, and the sunny disposition on what the future holds is palpable. Our economic fundamentals are strong and resilient as we arise together to build a golden future that unlocks our potentials. It has been 38 years of God's blessings, of lifting up where there appeared to be a casting down, and we should all be very proud. Let me at this time pay my glowing tributes to all our past governors. These leaders were passionate, determined, and focused in moving our state forward, and we should celebrate and honor them for their service to the state, rather than disrespecting or castigating their legacies. We owe them deep respect.
He also reaffirmed his government's commitments to agriculture and tourism, announcing plans for a tree crop development initiative, the commissioning of Arise resorts in December, and the construction of a 350-bed Ibom International Hospital. Other projects include the International Convention Center, Ibom Towers and Apartments in Lagos, and Ibom Hotels and Apartments in Abuja. Governor Eno further announced that today, September 24th, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Wike CON, will commission the 15.13 kilometers Otomo Azumini Road and other internal roads in Ika local government area.
Today we are determined to expand the frontiers of all those developmental gains and prime our state away from dependency on oil to tourism, which is the new black gold. Through our governance blueprint, the Arise agenda, we have reignited our passion in agriculture and the need to produce our staple food so our people may have enough to feed their families and to earn income too. The tree crop development plan, which we will soon launch, will provide generational and sustainable economic prosperity for our people and restore our place as the nation's leading oil palm producers. I urge you to participate in this exercise once it is launched. We are providing access roads in our rural communities and have expanded the road infrastructure in the state as we have done over 771 kilometers of road, either commissioned or ongoing across the 3 senatorial districts. Some of these roads were inherited from past administrations on which we have deployed our finishers anointing. Tomorrow, September 24th, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, His Excellency Barrister Ezenwo Wike, CON, will help commission the 15-kilometer Ikorotomo Azumini Road and other internal roads in Ika local government area.
Elsewhere, the Akwa Ibom State Police Command, under the leadership of the Commissioner of Police, CP Baba Mohammed Azare, FSI, has launched a landmark empowerment program for police officers' wives aimed at improving the economic well-being and self-reliance of families within the force. A release signed by the Police Public Relations Officer DSP Tim Fonjan noted that the event, held at the Police Command Headquarters, Ikorokmanabia, Uyo, brought together dignitaries, senior police officers and members of the Police Officers' Wives Association, POA, to celebrate and support the wives of officers who serve tirelessly to maintain law and order in the state. Speaking at the occasion, CP Baba Mohammed Azare, FSI, commended the wives of police officers for their unwavering support and sacrifices, describing them as the silent pillars behind the gallant men and women of the Nigeria Police Force. He emphasized that the empowerment initiative is designed to provide skills, tools, and financial support that will enable beneficiaries to establish small-scale businesses, become self-reliant, and contribute to the economic growth of their families and the wider society. The CP also appreciated the V-Care for Development Foundation and other organizations and sponsors who contributed to the success of the epoch-making event.
Your commitment to the welfare of our officers and their families is a testament to the spirit of collaboration that drives development in our dear state. I equally thank all our donors, those that are here and those that are not here, including our gallant police officers. To the beneficiaries of today's empowerment, I urge you to take full advantage of this opportunity. Let the skills and resources provided today serve as a foundation for building businesses, supporting your households, and inspiring other women around you. Let us prove that empowerment is not just about receiving, but about growth, innovation, and creating a legacy of self-reliance. In conclusion, I want to reaffirm the commitment of the Nigeria Police Force, Akwa Ibom State Command, to ensuring the security and safety of all residents. As we protect the state, we remain equally committed to supporting initiatives that uplift the welfare of our officers and their families. And this will be a continuous exercise, I assure you. Together, let us continue to build a police force that is not only strong in service, but also compassionate in caring for those who stand behind the badge. Thank you, and may God bless the Nigeria Police Force, Akwa Ibom State Police Command, and the Federal Republic.
Meanwhile, the acting chairperson of POA, Akwa Ibom State, Nkoyo Egbe, expressed gratitude to the State Command and all partners for making the initiative a reality.
I want to thank him especially for thinking towards this direction of empowering our women. And of course, you know, when the home front is in order, the workforce will move forward. Thank you very much, Baba. God bless you. And I also want to thank our well-wishers who supported us in this program, like the VK. I can see some of them here. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. God bless you. I want to thank every one of us that find time to be here to witness this epoch-making occasion. Thank you very much. We, the POA members, and all the beneficiaries will be able to make use of whatever is presented to us to the betterment of the family and to Nigerian Police Force at large. Thank you very much, sir, and God bless you.
Highlights of the event were the distribution of empowerment materials such as sewing machines, grinding machines, hairdressing kits, deep freezers, mixers, cookers, and gas cylinders, among others. Now to Africa, where the President Democratic Republic of Congo's National Assembly, Vital Kamerhe, has resigned just ahead of a planned vote on a petition targeting his leadership. The announcement was made by the Assembly's first vice president, with Kamerhe addressing lawmakers shortly after he framed his resignation as a sacrifice to refocus the nation on what he called the real challenges: unity, sovereignty, and economic progress. Reports say the campaign, which called for Kamerhe austere, focused on internal matters concerning the functioning of the National Assembly. We move now to the foreign scene, where U.S. President Donald Trump has blasted the United Nations and Europe on his return to the world body, calling for world leaders to rally nationalism within their own countries. He dismissed the UN as ineffective and described migration and renewable energy as the biggest threats facing the free world. Trump also announced a major pivot on Ukraine, saying he now believes Kyiv can win back all of its territory from Russia militarily. Still on the foreign scene, the president of Moldova, Maia Sandu, has warned that her country's independence and European future are in danger after police arrested dozens of people accused of involvement in a plot to stoke violent disorder, allegedly backed by Russia. Just days before Sunday's pivotal parliamentary elections, Moldovan police said they had confiscated weapons and explosives in raids across the country. They alleged some of the 74 detainees had traveled to Serbia for training by Russian instructors, including with firearms. Addressing the nation, President Sandu accused the Kremlin of pouring millions of euros into Moldova in an attempt to foment violence and spread disinformation and fear. Still to come in the news. Chelsea defeats Lincoln City as striker George inspires Carabao Cup comeback. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Now we conclude the rest of our news stories. On our business news, the Central Bank of Nigeria's Monetary Policy Committee has reduced the interest rate by 50 basis points from 27.5% in July to 27%. This followed the decision of the 12 members of the committee at its 302nd meeting held on September 22nd and 23rd, 2025. CBN Governor Dr. Olayemi Kadose, who briefed journalists after the meeting, said the committee's decision to lower the monetary policy rate was predicated on the sustained disinflation recorded in the past 5 months, projections of declining inflation for the rest of 2025, and the need to support economic inflation records. He also reduced the cash reserve requirements to 45% for commercial banks and retained that of merchant banks at 16%. The committee has also introduced a 75% cash reserve requirement on non-TSA public sector deposits for enhanced liquidity management. The MPC further expressed satisfaction with the prevailing macroeconomic stability evidenced by the improvements in several indicators such as sustained disinflation, improved output growth, stable exchange rate, and robust external reserves. Still in business, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria (MAN) has cautioned the federal government against the proposed introduction of a tax stamp system for excisable products, warning that the policy would increase production costs, harm consumers, and contravene the Nigeria Tax Act 2025. In a statement, Director General of MAN, Segun Ajayi Kader, said the introduction of a tax stamp system amounts to giving with one hand and taking back with the other. Kader noted that it would impose a hidden tax on industries under the guise of compliance, with small and medium-sized industries bearing disproportionate burdens. He explained that the measure would increase compliance costs that producers and importers would ultimately pass on to consumers, thereby worsening inflationary pressures. Talking health, the World Health Organization (WHO) has warned that uncontrolled high blood pressure could put over 1.4 billion people at risk of premature death. WHO, in its second global hypertension report, showed that 1.4 billion people lived with hypertension in 2024. In five, through medication or addressing modifiable health risk, it said hypertension is the leading cause of heart attack, stroke, chronic kidney disease, and dementia, adding that it is both preventable and treatable. But without urgent action, millions of people will continue to die prematurely, and countries will face mounting economic losses. Now to sports, where English footballer Tyrick George scored and set up another to inspire Chelsea as they avoided a Carabao Cup upset at League One Lincoln City. The third-tier outfit led at the break after Rob Street took advantage of a stray Enzo Fernandez pass, but George scored 3 minutes after the restart before assisting Facundo Buonante for the 50th-minute winner. Chelsea could have made the win more comfortable had Jacob not kept out substitute Estevo with his legs, but in the end, a subpar performance to secure them a place in the fourth round. On our entertainment news, rapper A$AP Rocky has revealed he is hoping the child that he and Rihanna are expecting will be a girl. The couple, who already have 2 sons, Riot 2 and Raza 3, announced they were expecting their 3rd child at the 2025 Met Gala. According to Rocky, he is no longer interested in the playboy lifestyle, adding that raising a family is what truly matters. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do ensure to follow us on all our social media handles and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. You have been watching Spectrum News at 10. My name is Ofonono Joseph. Good morning.